Hi, Stacy here with Bluebird Paper and Thread and bluebirdneedlework.com. Thank you for joining me today. Today is Saturday, May 2nd, 2026. My grandmother's birthday. Happy birthday, Grandma. Anyways, welcome to my channel. My channel is mostly on my hobbies. Primarily, it's cross-stitching with a little bit of sewing thrown in. Tiniest bit of quilting, and I also enjoy paper crafting. I like to make gift cards, gift tags, gift card holders, treat boxes, that kind of thing. If you are returning, welcome back. I'm so glad that you decided to stop by and see what I've been up to in the last 2 weeks. It's been a while. Why? I had a lot of work to do. So I had things going on last week and I couldn't film. We did a surprise 95th birthday party for a family friend and she loved it. It was a very good time. And I also worked. What did I do? I can't remember why I worked. But our all camp cleanup. So I did that. Today I went to work, orientation. Tonight I'm going back for a fundraiser for our CITs, our counselors in training. And then tomorrow evening I go back for our end of the year ceremony. So so it's going to be a busy weekend. Again, the good thing about it is that I only have to work. I'm going to flex my time and take a half a day. Full day on Friday. No, half day. I do have to work in the evening. We're going to see another camp's CIT training or program. I'm not sure exactly what we're doing, but I'll be gone in the evening for a few hours. But I'm off. I took the whole day off until I have to leave to go. And then the 15th I took the whole day. And then I will have next Saturday I will have to train, and then I'll take another day later in the week. We'll see. I do have the Friday of Memorial Day weekend and the Tuesday of Memorial Day weekend I took as vacation days. So we'll see how, we're getting ready to open up camp. So things are picking up, getting a little busier. End of the year for me, end of the school year for me is a little busier at work than other times of the year. So I'm fine, but there are things, with a new system, there's things that I need to work on still because it's not second nature yet. So it's taken me a little longer. Plus at work, we are redoing the siding on the building, and it's a big building. It was built in 1969, and I don't think the siding has ever been replaced. So they opened up they took the siding off, the old siding off of a wall that had a bank of single pane, non-tempered glass windows between my office and my boss's office. And it was rotted through. So we're now having a wall built. So there has been a lot of pounding, a lot of music from the workers. Some I understand and love, and some of it I don't understand. I think we're getting close, probably one more week, and then they'll be moving on to different parts of the building, and it won't be so chaotic for me. But it's challenging, so I've decided that I'm bringing my AirPods, and I pop those in, and I turn my music up, and then if somebody comes in, I just take it out. I can't talk on the phone because I can't hear. There's not anything that I can do regarding that. The nice thing about it is that they're there at 7. I don't come in until 9:30, and then I lunch while they're finishing up for the day, and then they're usually gone about 1:30 in the afternoon. So I do get some quiet time. It's just later in the day. So that's kind of what's been going on with me. Today we did a training at work, not a training, an orientation. And we have a camp, and on the camp has a challenge course, and we rent the challenge course out. And so the company that was there They have a rescue for wolves and wolf dogs. And 3 of the wolves came. And I will insert a picture, but I was able to pet a couple of them. One of them kissed me on the chin. They're giant. They're beautiful. The one that I have the picture of was their fur. That one's fur is very thick. Not quite matted, but it was matted like in the hips, but it's shedding season, so that happens. A wiry coat, very, very thick and dense coat. He had something wrong. I think the guy of the sanctuary said that he came to them as a puppy and something was wrong with his bone structure on his face. I think it was broken or something, so they had to fix that. So when he looks at you, his face is a little odd, like one eye is a little higher and pushed forward a little bit. But he's very, very sweet. But puppy energy, so a little less. I don't know, the others just kind of sat there, and he wanted to go, and he kept pawing at the leash to get his handler's attention and pulling back, and so it was fun to kind of watch. And I said to my coworker, I said, it's interesting, it's almost like they don't train them like you would train a dog, like a domesticated dog, because what that puppy was doing, I would never allow my dogs to do. And I would correct for it. And they didn't really correct for it in the same way that you would a domestic dog. But they were on leashes. They healed. They were very, very good. We had a group of kids that were from the inner city of LA out. And the biggest alpha male went over to him and just laid on him and rubbed on him and, the whole 9 yards. It was very, very interesting. I thought Gunner was going to react to having these wolf smells on me. No, he didn't care. He didn't care. He was just happy his mom was home. He didn't care what kind of smell I had on me. He accepted me for what I came home like, right? So it was fun. Okay. I've been doing some sewing. So I'll talk about that. I'm not going to talk a whole lot about bluebirdneedlework.com, which is my online store. I have been feeling, honestly, like my videos have been a little bit longer. And I don't want to say half, because I don't really think it's been half of the video has been Bluebird needlework. But I just feel like I'm not selling out of the country right now. I do have people that are out of the country that watch my channel. So, and someone said, could you put at least timestamps? And I did in the last video. I did put timestamps. And then I just kind of thought, you know what? Let's do a video for Bluebird needlework and a video for Bluebird paper and thread. That doesn't mean that I won't talk about other things on each video, but I'm not going to combine them like I have been. So my plan for right now is I'll film a Bluebird paper and thread video, and then I will film a Bluebird needlework video. So I'll be wearing the same top. I'm not going to go in and change, but you'll get 2 videos a week. I'm not sure when I will release the Bluebird needlework videos, but that way you can pick and choose which video you want to watch. I'll try to remember to do timestamps on both. I'm trying to get better at that, but it's kind of hard because honestly, to film a video, it takes several hours out of my Saturday to do the video. Just one video, because what I do is I go through it and I watch it I put the video together and then I watch it and I I edit. So it does take a while. I used to go back and then rewatch it again, but I've gotten more confident that my edits, I just go back a little bit, like a couple minutes, and I watch to make sure it's flowing. So it does take up a good portion of my Saturday. Sometimes my Saturday evening. It depends on when I get the video filmed and when I get the editing done. But it takes up a long time. So I'm going to try to do both videos. I'll definitely get Bluebird paper and thread done first, and then I'll start working on and uploaded, and then I'll start working on bluebirdneedlework.com, and I will schedule that one to be uploaded, maybe for a day during, in the middle of the week, perhaps. I don't know. We'll see. So going back to sewing, I have been sewing and I've been buying fabric, and I wish I didn't love fabric like I love fabric, and I love fabric. But I'm doing it with the intention of buying the fabric to make project bags for myself and actually to sell on Bluebird Needlework. I do have some that are ready to go, but I have more cut out. So I'm cutting out. Some I only have 1 extra, some I have 2 extra, some I have 3 extra, some I have 5 extra, 5 to sell. But they're not all sewn up. So what I would like to do is I'd like to get through what I have cut out right now and get those posted and like sewn up, photographed, posted, and then I'll talk about it on a video and let you know, hey, they're up and running. I'll probably post on Instagram when something is up and running or up and available for purchase, so that if you are following me there, you'll get kind of a heads up. And then I take the scraps of fabric, because it's not, you can't easily get the size project bag that I'm doing out of each cut of fabric. There's extra. Well, I make these really cute makeup bags, and they're kind of smallish. They have like a little 1.5, 2-inch gusset, a zipper top. So I'm taking the extras and I'm making the little Ort trays, which I've never done before. And I'm making makeup bags if the piece is big enough that I can get a nice sized like makeup bag, or it could be a bag that you put the floss in and toss it into your coordinating project bag. You can use it for whatever you want. But I want to have those done with this batch that I'm doing, so that if you want something that coordinates, you have it. Because I'm afraid that if you buy the strawberry bag and then 3 weeks later I finally post the strawberry makeup bag, by the time you realize, oh, I've posted the strawberry makeup bag, they might be sold out. Or if you're waiting, the project bag might be sold out, and you'll have the strawberry makeup bag but not the project bag. So I'm trying to kind of get my collection, if you will, together, and then I'll list them all at the same time. My thought with the sewing is that I do it when I can, and I do as much of it as I can, and then I will list and move on. So I have been doing some sewing. I have ordered, I told myself I wasn't going to order the Fat Quarter Shop Liberty box this year. I did. I ordered it. And I have one from last year, the year before, that I haven't done, so I'd like to work on that. I'd like to at least get the things cut out and get it started before the next one comes out, so I'm not too far behind. I've bought a bunch of jelly rolls out of the same fabric, a cat named Stitch, because I love the fabric. And then I was notified today that the yardage is coming in, so of course I'm going to be ordering some yardage for that too. So, I mean, there's a lot that's kind of going on in my head about what I want to do with all of this fabric. And then I'm seeing really cute stuffed animals out of the fabrics. Just darling, darling things. So, I'm the handmade stuff isn't going to be listed immediately. It'll be listed as I go. Okay, I have a couple new starts. Are both of them patriotic? One's kind of patriotic. The other one is patriotic. I no finishes. I did do some painting because I've been doing a lot of typing and a lot of like mouse clicking, setting up registration. So my wrists have been bothering me a little bit. So I kind of switched it up a little bit and did some painting. And I wanted to anyways because I'm afraid that the paints are going to dry out, and I'm right, they're starting to dry out. So I want to make sure that I keep working on that regularly. And then I've just worked on my different whips. So I've got a little bit of everything. So let's go ahead and jump in. Let's start with my sewing. I bought this fabric. I have a light blue or a teal blue, aqua blue color as well. But I have been sewing these project bags, and I do have 2 or 3 of each of these 2 colors ready to go. So it's got the YKK zipper, but it's got the smaller zipper pull. But most of the zipper pull lobster claw clasps will fit in there. And then mine on the inside has this really pretty like flowery chintz type print. And at first when this came in, this fabric, I'm like, oh, no, it's okay. But then once I got it sewn up, I'm like, oh, I really like it. So I worked on that. I worked on this one. Now this one has my label on it that I get from Sweetwater Labels. I have haul too, a lot of haul. The same lining fabric. And I really do love it. I think it's so pretty. And then the blue bag is, you know, like that blue flower. And I don't know if I'm going to keep a blue one for myself. It's gorgeous. I might. We'll see how many I have when I'm all done. And then I had picked up this fabric on sale. It's a Tilda fabric, I believe. It's pretty bright, pretty out there. But I love it. I paired this one with kind of the jade aqua green zipper, and then the other one I paired with a like deep burgundy deep plum. I don't know, it coordinates, it's just more on the pink tones. And then my label. And then on the inside of this one, I just did a white dot. And the reason I'm keeping this one for myself is that I got ready and I got the whole bag assembled, and I realized that this interior panel is backwards. So I thought, well, I'll keep that one. So I only have one of this style, and it has a pink zipper. So that will be listed. But I love them. I also sewed some patriotic bags. So I have this one and a navy zipper. And then on the inside of this one, I have this gorgeous like outline sketch print. So been busy. I have other ones too. I'm not keeping one of everything for me, so I didn't bring them out to show you because we're not going to be talking that much about Bluebird bluebirdneedlework.com. Okay, I had picked up Patriotic Pears from Market. Was one of my Market purchases through a shop, and I really wanted to make them. So I didn't have the fabric. I didn't think I would be able to get the fabric, although to be honest, I didn't look. I just thought that can come later. I'm going to right now just pick up the fabric. So from 1, 2, 3 stitch, I ordered the fabric, and I think you can get 2 pairs on a piece if you want to. But I did start the red Patriotic pear. It was a little rough to get started. I was really struggling with the linen and the holes. I also will say that because of the construction on the exterior of my office, inside my office, I think there has been a lot of dust. And that, coupled with springtime allergies, coupled with the pounding, I had a headache quite a few days this week, and I think part of that might have been that might have been part of the reason why I struggled so much with this. And then right when I get the hang of it, I'm like, oh my goodness, it's 11:30 at night. I'm like 45 minutes late for bed. So anyway, so I started it. So this is the called for red. I picked up the called for blue. The called for blue is Morris blue linen. The red is Aztec Red linen. And then I'm using the called for blue and red. So it's Deep Sea by Weeks and Sun Dried by Weeks. But the white is grits. And I have grits in my store, but I really didn't want to go and pull one out of my inventory. And I found, I was kind of going through a box, and I'm like, oh, Valdani. So I'm using the Valdani cream color. Color is this? Does it say? Light Ecru. I could have used the red and the blue Valdani. That's what I used for one of the charts, I think, by Primrose Cottage. But I just figured I'll just keep the red and the blue called for, add the cream. The Valdani red and blue are very, very similar. It would have been an almost flawless swap. I think the red and blue and the Valdani is a little more variegated. But those are my colors. I'm stitching mine on the called for, and it's 36 count, I believe. Yeah, 36 count. Oh, and actually the blue is not the called for. The called for is Nantucket Eve by Seraphim, and this is, what did I say it was? Morris blue. Still gorgeous, just the same. Now I have to find fabric to finish them off with, and you know, hopefully get these done. It would be great if these could be done by Memorial Day, but realistically 4th of July would be like the goal. Nicole Spohr did a bonus. She did a stitch along, and on her stitch along she did a bonus, and her bonus was doing a postage stamp quilt panel. Then she cut out pairs that are a little bit bigger and sewed them together, and she did cream wool felt leaves and stem, and then I think she designed a tag, 250 years America or something like that. It's darling, so cute. So I think I want to tackle the bigger pair as well. So, you know, I got a lot of things on my mind that I want to do, and not a lot of time to do it. Another project bag made by me And I think I have one of these that'll go up in the shop too eventually. Added my label so I'd know that this one was mine. This is the lining. And what I did is in here I pulled out the little pink house pin keep drum. I got this from somewhere. Facebook, they promote it. You go to the store website and you buy it, and when they get all the supplies, then they ship it. So it took a while to get to me. But I did order, I think, the called for, and the called for, it came with, it's Cocoa Linen by Weeks Dye Works, 36 count. The kit came with the pins that you're going to put in. There's 3 of them there. I don't know if you can see the 3. And it came with the chart and the floss, I think, as well. Oh my goodness. So these are the flosses. Really, really pretty. And this is my start. Very simple border. A very easy rhythm to pick up. And that's how far I got. So I started with the first blue flower, and then I did some green until I ran out of the green floss on my needle, and then I switched to the pink flower, and then I did more green, and then I added another pink flower, and then I did more green, and then I added the red flowers. This flower is, I think, blue. But the colors look great. The pink is showing up in real life. It's not showing up so much here. But really, really pretty, and I'm really excited to see this one done. And it's got a little bit of a patriotic flair to it, so. This finishes 7 inches in diameter by 2.5 inches high. There's a little bit better picture of the drum. So I started that. And on one of those days where my eyes felt like they were going to explode in my head, but, you know, God forbid if I should just sit and do nothing for an evening, I pulled out monthly weigh-in June. So I finished the month name. And I started the bigger piece. And I'm using the called for flosses on this. It came as part of the kit. This was a monthly kit with Fat Quarter Shop and Stitching with the Housewives, and so they sent the chart and the floss for the chart, not the fabric. The fabric is 28 count Monaco. I went ahead and I did buy the called for. You can change it up if you want, and then it finishes, you know, I still have Christmas up here, but it finishes like that up there. Okay, anyway, so this is my start on the main piece. I actually am really thrilled that I got as much done as I did. I love the red. It is so pretty. It is Ribbon Red by Classic Colorworks. So, super pretty. I'd like to take this out again in the next week or two. I have March done. If I could get this one done, then I can sit down and finish both together. Okay, I'm working on Land of Liberty by Teresa Kogut. This was her May 2022 Patreon Tier 3 and 4 chart. And what I'm going to stitch is just this top part. And it took me a very long time to get through the buntings. I got through the buntings. They're done. Woohoo! So I did the flower here and I started in on the eagle wing. I am stitching this on 40 count summer khaki linen. And I think it's going to be beautiful when it's all done. Thrilled to be done with that bunting. It was slowing me down, and it slowed me down for a couple of reasons. First of all, I switched blues. I ran out of the blue floss, and so I picked up a different blue. Well, the same floss color, but the dye lot was much different, and it was way too noticeable. So I picked out the old that I couldn't match anymore, and I restitched. And it took forever, and it shouldn't have. I don't know why. It's not that it's difficult. It just took a long time. So, pleased with the progress. I think it's going to be really cute. I will likely frame that, although it would be really cute as a pillow too. Using the called for flosses, they're a mess. I think most of them are on this ring. Some of them might be on this one. See, just a mess. I have more projects in here. What I like to do is if I like multiple projects from Teresa's Patreon for the month, what she tries to do is use the same color palette for all of the designs for the month. I just print out what I want to stitch and I put them in one project bag and I gather all of the floss for those projects and I put them on the ring, and then I pick the fabrics might be different. So I pick a fabric for the project that I want to start first and I work on that one till it's done. And then I decide, do I want to move on or am I done? And I kind of work it that way. Plum Street Samplers America 250. This was a kit put together by the Attic in Mesa, Arizona. So when I purchased it, I asked for the 40 count linen and silk conversion. So these are the colors that I've used, and what I'm doing is I'm taking them off of the cards, and some of the silks have little tags and it really is kind of frustrating. And then what I'm doing is I'm putting a label and putting it on a floss drop. I decided that that works a little bit better for me. So I have all of these that I still haven't tapped into yet. I am stitching this on Saltbush by Fox and Rabbit. It is 40 count. And it's beautiful. Look at that. Oh my God, the colors are so stunning. It does not do it justice looking at it here in the camera. It's a little better out here. I just love it so much. It is gorgeous. I did not want to put this down. Not at all. So, it's so pretty. I mean, it's gorgeous. The ladies there do such a good job of doing silk conversions, and if you've never stitched with silk, give it a try. I love the flosses. They're just beautiful. Okay, made quite a bit of progress on my Sunday sampler. I do think I will be able to get it finished in May, which is nice. Very excited about that. My Sunday sampler is Simple Life by Teresa Kogut. I started this with her Patreon stitch along in 2022. And as you can see, I didn't stitch along very well. And I never really do, honestly. And I'm using the called for flosses. And I have more skeins of each color on here than I really need. I was fairly new to returning, and the first time I did this is I think one of the first styles that I did, so I didn't know how to do the flosses. So I'm like, well, I should probably get 2 or 3 because I know dye lots. I knew that before coming back to cross stitch, and I didn't want to mess it up. So I bought multiple skeins and just threw them all in the ring. I'm stitching mine on the called for, which is 40 count overcast linen by Cedar River Linens. And here we go. So what I did is I added, I think, a little bit more of the water, and then I started working on bringing that flower border over. Tomorrow evening, I don't know if I'll get an opportunity to stitch on this. I will be probably out at work until like 9:30 would be my guess. So I don't know exactly if I'll get much of a chance to stitch it. I might stitch, I might not. We'll see. And during the day, I really want to sew. And then my husband and I might go do something. He asked, what do you want to do on Sunday? And I'm like, I need to sew. I want to go to a nursery and pick out 2 new pots and buy some new roses. But then that means I need to plant them, which means I'll be sore afterwards and dirty, and I have to go to that, the ceremony in the evening. So I'm like, maybe next weekend. So I might just stay home. This next one is in this bag that I picked up at a retreat a couple years ago, the 805 Stitcher. And it is an Easter Peter Rabbit fabric, darling, darling, darling. And it has a little charm and zipper pull. And what I am having here, I've got 2 of the Brenna Gervais charts, but I'm stitching on Hello Spring. I believe this was from last year's market release. And I'm stitching this on 40 count Vintage Country Mocha. The called for flosses for this project and the other project. And here's where I'm at. So I finished the word spring. I brought that border over and I started going up on the right hand side, and I started working on the grass and steps to the house, and I filled in the nest, added the flowers. So it's really quite cute. I like it. I like the colors on it a lot. The colors pop a little bit more in real life than they are here on camera. But I think it's going to look really nice. And I'm planning pillow finish for this one. The other chart that I have in here is Happy Easter, which is the bucket. And I got the charts from Farm Girl Dry Goods with the fabric. So here's the fabric. Again, it looks like it's Vintage Country Mocha. So this is another project that I'm stitching with silks. Again, the conversion, or not the conversion, the silk pack I picked up at the attic last summer. Jessie Challenor, 1904. When I first saw this chart, I was drawn to the bright and the vibrant. I thought, oh my goodness, yes, yes, yes. And when I was in the shop, they had the muted stitched and on display, and I fell in love. So the silks were expensive enough. I wasn't about to spend $300 on silks for 2 projects at one time. So I chose the lighter, the more muted version. And I guess the story on this is this is what it looked like on the back, you know, the colors more vibrant, and this is what the front looked like after, you know, a century of aging. I picked out a 40 count bronze linen by Color and Cotton. And here is my progress. So I think I added the yellow line across here, and I started working on the alphabet here, and I started putting this line there. It's like a band sampler, so that's what I worked on. I am really liking the colors on this fabric. It looks a little off in the camera. Oh, there we go. Maybe that's a little bit more accurate. But it's pretty. I really do like. I like picking fabric that's not as expected. I mean, I do some of my fabrics, you know, to get the look that the sampler is. So maybe a lighter fabric, light modeling. But I also, if I'm going to deviate and I want to go different, I go darker and unexpected. My Friday stitch, I did not work on this Friday. Yesterday, because I was sewing. My arm was bothering me, so I really wanted to sew, do something a little different. St. Patrick's Day Quaker by Primrose Cottage. Using the called for Color and Cotton threads. And I'm using the called for 28 count mushroom Lugana. It's going to be a big pillow, but I think I'm going to love it. So here is where I'm at. So I finished the shamrocks at the top, the word lucky. I added the shamrock here. I started working on that motif. And I think I added this down here. So I just need to finish that motif and then add, it looks like hearts. Yeah, there's just a few more things in a gold color I have to add. And then the hat in the center of that circle. And I'm pretty much done. I've been waiting to finish off Spring Quaker until I have this one done so I can do 2 at the same time. I really do like it. It's really cute. I do personally wish that I had stitched this on a little bit smaller count fabric. But I still do love it. Last but not least, I pulled out Lily. I'm watching all these people on YouTube finishing up their animal crackers, and they pick up the next one and they finish them very quickly. And here I am languishing over Lily, and I think it's the pink in her dress. So I don't think it was this week. I think it was last week. I just kind of decided, you've sectioned off an area of her dress, fill it in. So I did. I'm using all of the called for, and I am stitching mine on Veins of History by Live and Dye LA. It's a 36 count linen. So I filled in that part, filled in the bottom part of her dress, and then what I did, the fill-in was mindless and fairly easy, so then I started going in and outlining the next part that needs to be pink. And then I'll move on and do her arms and the band across her, her like under where her bust would be. And then it should be pretty easy to finish from there. And I can't wait. She's going to be so cute. I love these legs. They're just so cute. I will be finishing her as a pillow, because how adorable would she be sticking in a basket or a dough bowl. Okay, I think, oh, nope. My floss fix came in. So I have the Classic Colorworks Floss Fix. This month it was, this is for April. Sugar Plum, Sugared Violets, Summer Sky, Sunflower, Sunkissed, and Sunset. Really pretty colors. Very summery. Springtime, summertime. Really pretty. And then my Sweetwater labels came in. So we have 2 Handmade with Love by Stacy Pignatore, and Handmade with Love in California, and Create Your Own Sunshine. Good things are going to happen. So I will cut these up and put them in my little box. I might take this one inside and put it on one of my project bags for me. We'll see. And that's about it for stitching. Let me show you my paint by numbers. I picked this up through Facebook around Christmas time. I thought, ooh, that looks like fun. So I bought it. It's Yosemite Valley, which is one of my favorite places on earth. My camp name is Yosemite. I really, really love it. And this is what it's going to look like when it's done. And I will insert a picture of where it was before I started painting. Okay, here's where I'm at now. So I started working on the sky. And then I did a lot of the grays in here. I did a little bit of the gray up and through here. I brought in this like dusty teal blue color, the greens and browns up and through here. Same thing over in here. I added some of the terracotta colors in through here. So it's starting to move along, and I just love it. Let's see. You have to be strategic because, and what I should do, I have been starting over here, and then when I get bored, or if I can't see the number anymore, not saying that I'm got them all, I just can't find it, then I move over to this section. And that's kind of what I did. Then I looked and I thought, okay, well, let's pick a different color. And so I look at the number and I look at my paint pots, and then I'm like, ooh, I want to work with that color now. Because there's a lot of the same, like a lot of greens that are very similar in shading. A lot of blues that are similar in the shading. So I just wanted to like kind of switch it up a little bit. And that's how I chose to paint this time. But being right-handed, I try to work this way over so that I'm not dragging my hand or my arm through wet paint. But it's coming together. I just love it. I have been wanting strawberries, and I have been wanting lemons for my tiered tray displays. I have 2 tiered trays. One that's smaller, and I think the shelves that are pretty much equal in height, and one that is bigger and taller on the bottom. And so I thought, I don't have a lot of lemony things to move around. So when I went to Kohl's to return some stuff, next door is the Home Goods. I had to go in. So I went in and I was looking specifically for lemon, and I found this darling picture frame. And it's, you know, that's the back. And so then I went on Etsy and I ordered a bee cross stitch that I think I can stitch small enough and fit in here. I thought that would be super cute. And then I found, it's not lemon, but it's yellow. I found this bee skep birdhouse. And I thought, oh, that would be really cute. So I picked up this. And then I stopped by Walgreens yesterday, and I like to go down their seasonal aisle when I'm in there. I'm not in there very often. And they had this. So I picked up this. And this is where it got chipped. It probably got chipped when he put it in the bag. But it's just a candy jar. It was $15. And I thought, it's shiny, it's yellow, it's cute. Get in my cart. And it did. So that's kind of where I'm at with some of my lemons. I will be putting away Easter tomorrow and pulling out the lemons, because I figure lemons and bees would be cute for May. And then June I'll do strawberries, and then July I'll do Patriotic. So I was at Hobby Lobby before Mother's Day. No. Yeah, I mean, yes, it was before Mother's Day, but I went before my mom's birthday, and I have been eyeballing these, and so I just decided to pick it up. It's a strawberry mug. Really, really cute. And then a mini strawberry mug. And then a little strawberry creamer. And if I go back, I don't know why I didn't buy the sugar. They might not have had the sugar. But I might, the next time I'm in there, if they have the sugar bowl, I might pick up the sugar bowl. But I think these are darling. They're super cute. So I have some new strawberry stuff that I'm excited about. Okay, fabric. I really treated myself because I really, really liked this this collection. I don't know if it was the cute little kitten that she had in all of her pictures of the cat on the fabric. I don't know. I honestly, I think it's the colors. I think it is the print. The floral, the large floral in here is stunning in every colorway. So I went ahead and I splurged and I ordered the full fat quarter bundle. And it's gorgeous. And I don't want to take it apart, but I want to use the things. The other reason too is that they had a very cute quilted cat panel. Like, I mean, well, you can make a quilted cat block, and some of it calls for fat quarters. So that's part of the reason why I bought the fat quarter bundle. But also I figured these would be really good for finishing projects or making a small makeup bag, you know, things like that. The only bummer is that for one of my project bags, I don't know that a fat quarter is enough to do both sides of the exterior in the same fabric. But I have it and I love it. I also grabbed, I kind of made a mistake. And you're gonna laugh because I don't know if anybody else makes these mistakes. I'm sure somebody does. Somebody has to. I wanted pre-cuts. And part of why I wanted pre-cuts was because I want to do the quilted bag, and it calls for charm packs. I want to do one out of a fabric collection that I already have, and I also wanted to do one out of a cat named Stitch. So when I pre-ordered, I don't think I pre-ordered these twice, but I forgot I had already ordered my pre-cuts, and I ordered them again. And at first I'm like, oh, send it back. And then I thought, no, don't. You can use them. So here's kind of what the line is looking like. I mean, look at that. Oh, it's so beautiful. So I bought the quilt pattern cat heads, and they use the charm packs, and then the bag uses a charm pack. And I'm sure there's another quilt project too. I think there's 2 quilt projects, the quilted cat block, and then the bag. So I wound up with 6 charm packs. I also wound up with 4 mini charm packs. Not sad, because project bag for me, project bags to sell, extras for fun finishing. So yeah, 4 of those, and then 2 jelly rolls. I know. You don't even have to say it. 2 jelly rolls. I have a jelly roll quilt book, so I do think I'll make a quilt out of this, because when I see the quilts made up with this fabric, it just screams summer. So I really do want to use these to make a jelly roll quilt. I also have jelly rolls to make a jelly roll quilt. I gotta start working. Actually, I gotta stop working so that I can get to be working. Okay, I think this is, nope, I've got extras in here. Okay, this, I bought, this is Firework Fields, part of the line, so I picked up some of this. It's got, the flowers have a light blue center, so I've got yardage for that. I have just a plain light blue cotton yardage, and then in the light blue, the medium blue, and then I picked up this. I thought that was really pretty. I think that's all in here. I picked up the crosshatch fabric in this red and like a cobalt blue and a lighter blue. I picked up this gorgeous thing. Look at that. So beautiful. And I picked up this. So I'm thinking these two together would be a really beautiful project bag. I don't know if I would do a topper out of this and do a different style project bag, or if one of them, if this would be the lining. Haven't quite decided, but I loved those two together. And then I picked up some chicken wire in a cream, and I picked up some of this. And also I picked up this, and I was surprised because look at the edging, but it's only at the bottom, very close to the selvage. So I don't quite understand. It's French General. I don't quite understand why that's there. It's so low and so close to the selvage, but whatever. I got this to go with this gorgeous fabric. It's kind of like a buttercream backing with the tan flowers, and then I thought this would make a beautiful lining. Maybe I'll do it this way. So I picked up that, and then I got the green colorway, and I picked up this to be the lining. So, as you can tell, I love me some florals. And I think that that's, yep, that's it. And that's all that I bought. That's all. That's all. So I'm excited that these are here. You know, here I am hoping that people will buy my project bags. I think they will. Like I said, I'm an experienced bag maker. I've sold bags for years and years and years. I do have a little bit of a following, or I did actually have a little bit of a following. So I do think that they will sell. And that's pretty much it. That's all that I've done. That's all that I've purchased in the last couple of weeks. It does feel like a lot. But remember, it's spread out over a couple of weeks. Okay, moving forward for this week ahead, I should get some sewing done. I should get some stitching done. I'm taking Friday off except for Friday evening. Saturday all day I do have a training, so next week I will probably skip the video. because I get home at like 2:30, and having been outside in the sun, active, moving, and we're training teens, so that always presents its own challenges. I'm pretty darn tired. So if I feel like doing a video, if I feel like I'm up for it and I can actually, put a few sentences together, I'll do a video. Otherwise, it will probably be the following Saturday. And I think from that point forward, I think my Saturdays are done, except for the first weekend in June. I have something again with work. On Saturday, we're training our leaders, our adult leaders, and then we have our awards banquet for our seniors on Sunday evening. And then I think I'm done for evenings. I think. So that's where we're at. If you haven't done so already, please take a moment and hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. Be sure to share the video, like the video, and comment on the video. I do read the comments. I love to read the comments. I feel like I'm connecting with you, and I do have some regulars that comment a lot, and I feel blessed that you feel good enough about my content and what I'm saying to chime in and offer suggestions and give me feedback and just comment on things that I've been working on. It's really nice, and we have a very good community in the cross-stitching world in general, but you all are just so kind, and I really do cherish you. So thank you for that. I hope you have a great weekend. I feel like spring is springing up everywhere now. Things are starting to warm up a little bit. So I hope that's the case where you're at. Have a great week ahead and get lots of stitching done. And until next time, happy stitching. Bye.